Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's the Lore Master. We're going to be talking about the Orville episode 2. This episode was much better in my opinion than last episode. Last episode I thought was just really boring. This episode much better. Has some issues, but we'll get into that. Um Starting out, it begins with the Krill, which is the other alien species. It was kind of the bad guy in season 1. Um they teamed up for season 2 to fight the Kalon, and they're continuing this partnership with, they're allowing the Union, which is the Federation's kind of people. They're allowing them to explore their space or go into their space, and they have a set route. But then the Union people were like, "Hey, we see this area over here that you all haven't really been in. What is it? Like, can we explore it?" And the Krill are like, "There's demons in that space or whatever, so don't go in there. We won't help you if you do go in there." So the Orville crew decide, well, hell, we'll explore it. Why not? They go in there, and there's a space station or something, and it's like an organic space station. It has like a lot of, like, the walls are like plants or something. I don't know. It's weird. It's an organic space station, and one of the plants like puffs out some bacteria or something onto the Admiral, and it infects him and turns him into a spider creature. Um, yeah, kind of weird, I know, but it's cool. Turns him into a spider creature, and they're trying to figure out what's wrong with him, and he like transforms so much that they can't do anything about it, and he breaks free of sick bay, and he starts spitting on other people of the crew and turns them into spider creatures, and turns off the power of the ship. So it's kind of like a horror movie. Like, now there's a bunch of these little spider creatures that used to be their crew running around infecting more of the crew. And when he first got infected, the captain and stuff decided to go back to the space station to try to find out what it was and get more information, so the doctor could try to fix the spider person. They come back and they're like, it's a bacteria thing, and they're working their way through the ship and trying to get power back on, all that kind of stuff. Turns out that they can fight the alien creature because their immune system is weak from just transforming the human host. So they make a virus that they can release airborne through the ship to kill all the spider creatures. But the doctor's like, the Admiral was my husband, and he's now a spider creature. I can talk to him and maybe like convince him to leave the ship. So they do that, so they don't have to release the virus. That's kind of the general episode. They just work it out with him and they leave. But they say we'll be back. So it's, I guess, they're going to be the new bad guy this season is these spider people. Now let's get into the kind of the breakdown of the stuff I liked and I don't like. Starting out with what I liked. I liked the general idea of the episode. It's kind of not necessarily a new idea, but it definitely worked for this show, I feel like. Definitely much better than episode 1 of this season. I feel like episode 1 was just boring. This had a little more action, and its plot was, and they kind of went places instead of just doing nothing for the first episode. I feel like they actually went somewhere. They actually did something. The whole like spider creature thing, like, it wasn't the best like costume or makeup or whatever, but I mean, it's a show. It's whatever. I'm not expecting like movie budget here. Animation wasn't great. Again, not expecting movie budget. The main problem I have with Orville season 3, I think, though, is since each episode is now an hour long, there's a lot of scenes that I feel like are kind of unnecessary and they're just filler. Like, there was a scene where the Admiral, since it was the doctor's ex-husband, went to Isaac and was like talking to him about like, hey, what is she like now or whatever. It's like, that scene's not really needed. I feel like we get it. She was her ex-husband, or he was her husband, or her ex-husband. Like, they've had a relationship before or whatever. So like, getting that bond to at the end where they can talk, it's like, it's still understandable. We didn't need that. So there's like a lot of those little scenes that I feel like aren't needed in this show that just add length to it. So I'm hoping they kind of cut down on that. I think that's perfect for the, like, this could have been like a 50-minute episode instead of an hour and like 6 minutes or whatever. So like, I'm hoping they cut down on some of that stuff because it just adds length and it's boring. It's sometimes, that's like my overall problem with the Orville right now, at least for season 3, is there's so many scenes that are just kind of unnecessary, I feel like. Getting back into this episode though, I like the way that the new alien creatures look is like, whatever the design of it is really cool. Not the alien creatures themselves, but like their ships, because there was another part of the show where there was like a distress beacon in the space station they saw, and it sent out a message to another one of their ships to come, like, I guess attack them or take over if it was successful, but they decided to leave. Their ships look really cool. Just overall, I think it's a much better episode than the first one. Hopefully it picks up like that. I could definitely watch more like this. Another thing is there was at least like 20 alien creatures, so they just lost like 20 members of their crew. Like, are we going to mention that next episode? So I feel like that's kind of breaking the ship a little bit. They just lost like 20 people. So hopefully they address that. Again, overall, it's just a better episode. Check out the Star Trek review if you like that show. Maybe back here next week for more of them. And who knows, I might be playing games every now and then. Just stay tuned.